Hi everyone, happy May. It's been raining for days, so I'm trying to sit as close to the window as possible to give you some light and see what I got from Young Living this month. So I bet the first thing that I pull out of this box is going to be the last thing that you would expect I would get from an essential oils company. But, surprise, it's a frying pan. Young Living is not simply an essential oils company, it's a lifestyle company, and that can be seen clearly with the fact that they sell cookware. And I've never spent a lot of money on cookware for myself, so this is sort of my first big cookware purchase in terms of pots and pans, and I'm super excited about it. It is made out of titanium, and so it's basically a non-stick pan without the Teflon. And you can do your own research about Teflon and the chemicals that go into making Teflon. Basically though, just know that in the United States, chemicals are sort of innocent until proven guilty. And so while we do know that the chemicals that are in Teflon are in pots and pans and in other products, unfortunately, they do not leave the body very quickly. So all of the exposure that you get is going to stick around for a long time, and we have no idea what the cumulative effect of all of that is on the body. So even though you may be exposed to very little amounts in most cookware, assuming you're using it according to the manufacturer's directions, which most of us don't even know what those are, then your cookware may be your least exposure to those chemicals compared to some of your other things in your household. But again, we don't know the cumulative effect over time, so why not use something that we know is safe? And I cooked my eggs in this morning because I had to try it out, and it's just as non-stick as Teflon. Comes in multiple sizes. This is kind of the smallest frying pan with the lowest sides. And it's super heavy, so I know it'll last a really long time. It has a 20-year warranty, so super excited about that. So that's one example of a lifestyle component of Young Living. Another one is the mineral sunscreen. So Hawaii was recently the first state to ban chemical sunscreens starting January 1st, 2021. So you will need a sunscreen like Young Living's that is basically a zinc-based sunscreen. So it's called a mineral-based sunscreen. Oxybenzone and I can never remember how to pronounce it. I wrote myself a little cheat sheet. Oxygen oxate, I'm probably mispronouncing that. Those are two of the main chemicals that Hawaii has banned in chemical sunscreens, including anything with nanoparticles in it. And nanoparticles are in sunscreen because they help it go on more smoothly, they give it a better skin feel, but nanoparticles mean that the chemicals are going even deeper into your skin. So say you put on a normal lotion, you've got larger particles in that than you do in your sunscreens. And those two chemicals in sunscreens that are hurting the reef and hurting the wildlife are also causing reproductive issues in humans and all kinds of other issues. You can research those two chemicals if you'd like. But a mineral-based sunscreen is going to be your safest bet for slathering on your skin over and over and over and over and over. This one is great. It absorbs really well. A lot of the zinc-based sunscreens tend to stay really white and sit on top of your skin. This one rubs in pretty easily. So again, it says water resistant to 80 minutes. With any sunscreen, you're supposed to reapply often. With the mineral sunscreens, you're going to need to definitely reapply often, and also just still consider that your body's not meant to spend, the entire day in the sun without consequences. So sunscreens are helpful, but they are not a cure-all. The swim shirts that have the sunscreen protection in them are also great options because they can cover a lot of skin and save you a lot of sunscreen. So another way that Young Living is making toxin-free living easy is through the Savvy Minerals line, which is the makeup line. So I once again replaced one of the things that I was almost out of, which was the foundation powder. This is color Cool number 3. So they're super forgiving. You can really use sort of almost any color. So I go back and forth between Cool 3 and Cool 2. Cool is more for people with kind of the blue pink in your skin tone. The warm ones are for more the olive skin tones. So again, it's so important that things that you're putting on your body on a regular basis are free of chemicals that can disrupt your hormones and potentially cause all kinds of other system disruption in your body. So what else did I get this month? I got my usual master formula, which is my multivitamin. It has been scientifically proven that adding the essential oils to your vitamins and to the products does help them with the absorbability so that your body can get more access to those nutrients. So I definitely can tell a difference with all the Young Living supplements compared to other ones that I've taken from other brands. So the oils do make a difference, and also just the wide variety of quality nutrients. So supplements are an incredibly unregulated industry, and the contents in many of them would make you want to run if you knew what was in them. So it's really important that you trust the company and their testing of your supplements to make sure what you're putting in your body is actually helpful and not doing more harm than good. So I have been to the Young Living's testing lab, and I'm excited to go back again in a few weeks and really see the huge amount of expense they've gone to in terms of qualified lab technicians and scientists, and as well as just multi-million-dollar equipment that they use to test everything to make sure it's completely pure. Agile Ease is another one of my favorite Young Living supplements. It's for smoothly moving, healthy joints. So if you have joints in your body, you probably need Agile Ease. So it's just amazing how good I feel when I continue to take it. My body just continues to work the way it's supposed to, and I don't really think about my joints, which is what's supposed to happen. So Life 9, again, is just a great probiotic with 9 strains of bacteria. So you want a really well-diversified probiotic. It helps your digestive system and the rest of your body work well. If your digestive system doesn't work well, then your immune system doesn't work well and your brain doesn't work well. So we want to support our digestive system as much as possible. So as far as oils, there were a lot of free ones this month. So one was Clarity, and Clarity is great to diffuse or to smell when you're trying to be productive and think clearly. It's a really invigorating blend. Peace and Calming, excuse me, got a tickle in my throat. Peace and Calming is a very, very popular Young Living blend. It's great for peace and calming. It's good for children, it's good for sleep, anytime you need a little extra peace and calming in your life. So Juniper, that's a fun one. They were distilling Juniper when I was at the farm last summer, and it smelled just amazing. So Juniper is great system support for the urinary tract, great system support for the liver and the detoxification process in the body, skin support, lots of good things. So the main thing with these oils is to know you can always do your research on each of the specific oils and what they're good for. The blends, of course, were created by Gary Young specifically for unique purposes, because when you combine the oils, they often do different things than they would do on their own. But when you have a single oil like Juniper, you can certainly research and see what it's good for, and then you know with Young Living that you are getting the purest, best oil for that species. So it's a very interesting, very detailed process. A lot of people think wildcrafting is a great way to get your oils because they're growing in the natural environment. That's got to be best. However, wildcrafting means that you may get a completely different chemical makeup for the same exact plant grown in a very similar area. So you've got to really know what you're looking for and what that oil should have in it and what the standards are. So the standards are very specific for each oil. So another one that was free this month was Lime. Lime is super yummy. This is a vitality oil in the white label, so we can use it in food as a dietary supplement, in our water for food flavoring, for diffusing, that sort of thing. It's super yummy. Eucalyptus radiata was another free one. That one's great for respiratory support. And then I stocked back up on Thieves because you can never have enough Thieves to support the immune system. I do a lot of traveling, and I like to stay well when I'm on and off airplanes, so I always like to have Thieves handy. So this is the newsletter that came this month, and it will be the last one that has a founder's message from Gary Young. So unfortunately, Gary Young passed away last Saturday. We're all extremely heartbroken over that news. Gary had more lives than a cat. I mean, the stories of his life are just amazing, and the way that God protected him so many times over the years. And even if we had Gary another 20 or 30 years, it would not be long enough. He's just an extreme visionary with incredible persistence and compassion for people. Everything he did was for a purpose and to meet a need. And that was why he created all these products. It has nothing to do with profit. However, he did appreciate the success that Young Living's had because it gave him the ability to go help, to go to Nepal and buy a brick machine and rebuild a village that was decimated by the earthquake, to open a school in Ecuador where no one graduates from high school, and to have a 100% graduation rate from the Young Living school there for the community and for the farm workers there that work for Young Living as well. So everything Gary did was for people, and there are lots of people that are affiliated with Young Living that will see and want to see his work continue, to spread the word about clean living, non-toxic living, taking charge of your health and wellness, and helping people in the process. So I hope you've learned something today, and if you have any questions, please let me know. I love to chat about all of this. So have a great rest of your month, and I'll see you in June.